This is Cozy Corner. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe for more content every Wednesday. So, one of the things I wanted to touch on is really defining your worth. What is your worth in today's society? It's interesting because oftentimes we've been told that your worth is defined by what you can offer a person. Your worth is defined by what you look like. Your worth is defined by what other people think your worth is. But when you start really focusing on yourself and healing those parts of yourself that have been hurt, whether it's by friends, family, jobs, associates, you start to realize that everything that you are and everything that you fought so hard to be all has a reflection on what you've allowed people to say to you or people to project on you of who they think you are based on whatever their factors may be. And in so many ways, it creates a lot of insecurities within us. I remember when I was younger, some of the things that I dealt with was people trying to tell me my worth was only shrunk down to what I can offer a man, whether it was sexually, mentally, emotionally. And it came from friends and people that should have had an influence on my life at all, but they did. And I internalized that. And a lot of times as women, I think we struggle a lot with our worth. Sometimes, depending on what you believe, people tell you that your worth is only shrunk down to just being a housewife, cooking and cleaning and sitting after a man. And that's all it is. When we were created with so much more. So much more. And I think as time progressed, a lot of us have sunken into this place where we just allow society to tell us who we are. I see a lot on social media where women alter their bodies and alter their personalities and alter the way they look physically to be able to be more attractive to men, like to draw attraction to themselves. And in a lot of ways, it's negative, whether it's the way you dress or the way you carry yourself. And it breaks my heart to see that as women, we have gone so far back into not really taking the time and healing from whatever has broken us as a child to realize that what is instilled in us is great. We are great, even from the beginning of time. And that's one of the things that I've really been focusing on. Prior to being married, I was very good at manipulating situations to make them benefit and work out in my favor. And I am not afraid to admit it when it comes to different situations. And as I grew older, I realized that it didn't really get me anywhere. If anything, it set me back. The other thing is knowing that who I am on the inside means more than what I look like on the outside. You grow up and people tell you, family, make sure you look your best. Get up, put on earrings, and put on lipstick, and make sure you look a certain way to attract a man. And as you get older, you see, okay, men are really men, not boys. I'll talk about the difference between the two. Men, real men, are looking for women that are beautiful on the inside more than on the outside. What are your qualities? What are some of the things that make you unique? Your personality? What are your morals in life? What do you live by? How is your life governed? Is there any principles you stand by that is that guides your life in some way. And the more and more I talk to people, I realize that so many men have made decisions in their lives that when it came to choosing a woman to be in their life, that they were looking for the wrong thing and they ended up getting the wrong thing, which resulted in this whole downfall of their lives. But in so many ways, both of us as people, men and women, we have to really know what we want, and in knowing what we want, we don't settle. Knowing your worth is not settling for the bare minimum and what people think you should have and how people think you should live. Knowing your worth is knowing that just because things don't turn out the way you want them to, that it doesn't define who you are. Because you're greater than that. Knowing your worth is allowing yourself to fail sometimes and being able to say, you know what, this didn't work out. I'm going to pick myself up and keep on going. Knowing your worth is knowing that you have flaws. We all have flaws, but we're working on our flaws. We accept our flaws for what they are. Knowing your worth is being able to accept the fact that some things you just cannot change. Knowing your worth is allowing yourself to heal from those things that have torn you down time after time after time. Knowing your worth is being able to accept the past for what it is. And all of those people that have wronged you, forgive them. Knowing your worth is forgiveness. Knowing your worth is working towards walking into your purpose. And that is something that I am working on myself, is really knowing. My husband was really good at knowing what he wanted when he was looking for a wife, even though he said he knew I was going to be his wife early on. And it's interesting because he saw a wife in me in high school when I wasn't even thinking about being one. And that in itself showed that he saw something in me early. And men can see that. Women always say that, well, I have to prove myself to be a wife in order for him to marry me. That's not true. Knowing your worth is knowing that if that man has not proposed or made hints at being married, and y'all been together for over so many years, several years, is knowing your worth is knowing when to let go and move on and go after what you really want. Knowing your worth is not allowing yourself to get beat up about situations that men like to project on you and make you seem like you're less of a woman because you're not able to fulfill some of the things he wants without a full commitment. Knowing your worth is allowing yourself to sometimes be by yourself and work on you and understand you're not where you want to be and you need time. That is, knowing your worth is allowing yourself to have time to yourself. Knowing your worth is working on your spiritual life, getting stronger in your beliefs, right? Knowing your worth is really focusing on making better decisions in life. Knowing your worth is letting people go. That includes friends and family that no longer fit in the life in which you're trying to live. And that is something that I've done. I've had to let people go, but learning to let people go in love is important. A lot of times we like to create chaos in situations because we don't quite understand why they ended. So it's easier to make ourselves believe that something had to be wrong in this situation instead of just accepting the fact that the time had expired and it was time to move on and move forward. And I used to be that person where I had to have a situation as a reminder as to why I was no longer in association with particular people. But in maturing and growing older and understanding that sometimes you outgrow people